guys. So guys, here last session, can you remember last session? What is that? Sequences. Yes or no, guys? The last session was sequence. So completely the theory session we completed, I think so. Yeah, theory, what is sequence and the sequence parameters. Okay, that all we discussed in the last class, I think so. Yeah. Okay, guys, right. So whatever we said here, the theoretically we discussed about the sequence object and how the sequence object will generate your sequence numbers and what kind of the properties are there in the sequence object. Okay, so like start with value, okay, start with n, min value n, increment by n, max value. And we said here cache and no cache, cycle, no cycle. Okay, so these are things we discuss. And later we discuss about the pseudo columns of your sequence also we discuss like next val, cur val, we discuss on that. Okay, right. So the next, the practical we can see guys here, those things in our database now. Okay, let me see here. First, I will be connect with the user my system. Okay, because okay, so now I'm creating some user guys here. Okay, temporarily I'm creating one user. Okay, the user name is so mydb 11 am. Okay, because this is new system now, so that's why I'm creating here one more new user. So identified by the password mydb 11. Any missing guys here? Identified by. Okay. Right. So I'm giving some granting permissions to this user. So grant connectivity permissions to mydb. Okay, 11 am. So after that, we need to give some creating table permissions along with your table space. Okay, so that is what we call guys here, unlimited. So unlimited table space. To whom mydb 11. And after that, I'm creating one more, the permissions, create a sequence permission also I'm going to give here. So create sequence to mydb 11a. Okay guys, so simply I was taken again, I'm going to create one new user with our name. Okay, and after that I was taken some permissions from the database administrator, and later we will go for to done. So first of all guys here, now we can connect with your user mydb 11 am. Okay, we connected. And observe guys here. So first of all, I'm going to create my sequence object I'm creating here. So create sequence and the sequence name sq1. Okay, and here observe, I will take some properties here. Start with 1 and later I will take min value 1, and after okay, increment by 1, and max value, for example 3 I was given now. So in this example guys here, if you want to identify, I'm not using any kind of a cycle or cache. Okay, I'm not using here. So just without a cache and without cycle, so I was created one sequence object, okay, in my database. So after created this, and later you have to create one table, guys, here, the table number test1. And here I will take it, for example, serial number. So it's an integer and name. So I get to offer some size here to execute it now. So after table is created, and at the time of after creation table, if I want to insert, okay, so some data into this table, then how I can insert here, observe. So insert into test1, okay, sending values of here, observe. So whatever the serial number column is there, okay, the integer type of column. So on this column, okay, I'm going to apply here sequence facility. So that means the sequence facility I'm applying on this serial number column. Okay, then how I can apply sq1 sequence name dot here one pseudo column I'm using, that's called a next val. So in the theory information I was setting, so next val, what it will do means that it was going to be generating your sequence numbers next by next. Next by next, it will be generated. Okay, now? So that I'm passing in place of serial number. Okay, and put it comma for the name I'm going. Okay, let me see. So here in the serial number, okay, column, in serial number column, I was applied here. The sequence facility was applied here. Okay, sequence facility was applied. And in the name column, I'm using ampersand of name. Okay, let me see what it was happened. It doesn't ask me the serial number value. It doesn't ask me why, because on serial number I'm going to apply it here sequence facility was applied. So that's the reason. So I don't want to insert the value of my okay serial number column, the data explicitly. User no need to enter here. So no need to enter the value for serial number column, because on the serial number column, we applied here sequence facility we applied. So what the sequence facility will do it here, automatically your sequences are or sequence numbers are generated here. So like a start with value, how much are you given? 1. So 1 and increment is 1. So 1 first letter 1. Next increment 1. So 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 1, 3. So 3 means what now? Max value is reached. Okay, let me see. So I entered. Can you see, guys, here? So it was asking enter value for name only, but it is not asking enter value for serial number column is not asking. Why, guys? Why it is not asking enter value for serial number? Come on. What's the reason here? Yes, because of reason. So we applied automatically generating or automatic. Okay, the facility we applied on your serial number column. Okay, so that's why it is not asking to me and it was asking only name. So I was entered name A. So one row is created. Again, I continue this. So I said B. Again, I'm going to enter C. I entered C. So accepted. So here A, B, and C. These are the three things, guys. So that means sequence numbers start with this is 1 and this is 2 and this is 3. It means that your sequence number already reached to your maximum value. Yes or no, guys? Already reached to your maximum value. Yes, definitely. So it was reaching to maximum value. So even though, suppose if you try to enter the fourth name, D, I was entered. But already whatever we entered here, A, B, C, so the sequence already reached to your maximum value. But still we are continuing our sequence. But still I'm continuing my sequence. And D was entered. What it was happening, you can see. It was giving some error. And what is the error you can read, guys, here? sequence sq1 dot next val exceeds maximum value and cannot be instantiated. So already your already your next value is already exceeds. Yes or no? Already your sequence next value already exceeds. So that's why we cannot go for that. So now finally, if I want to come back and see my table from test number 1C, 1, 2, 3 was generated. So after 1, 2, 3, so if I try to insert the next number, so the fourth number will not be allowed here because my maximum value is only 3. Okay, right. So now what it was happening, you can see. Now, suppose a sequence, okay, at the time of, what we can say, creation level, our sequence was created with the, what we can say, guys, here, maximum value 3 was designed here. Okay, so your maximum value only 3. Suppose this value I need to change now. Change means I want to do some altering here. So whenever I want to do alter, then how I can do alter here? Observe. So my sequence altering how to do here. Let me come back and see. That is called as altering a sequence object. Sequence object. So how we can, okay, if you need to do some modification on the sequence, how we can do it? Okay, so alter sequence, and we need to send here, guys, sequence name. Okay, and later which parameter, the parameter name of your n value. Okay, now, right, as per this syntax, now let me go for your sequence structure will be changed here. Alter sequence sq1 and which parameter? Max value, and here I was given 5. But initially I'm creating my sequence object with how much number? Maximum value how much, guys? With maximum number is what now? 3 only. Okay, with maximum number only 3 only. But now that was I'm increasing here, so 5 and to execute now. So when I executed my sequence successfully altered, guys, sequence successfully altered. After alter, let me insert again. Suppose I'm inserting insert into test number 1, sending values of sq1 dot next val, comma, ampersandage name. So now if I'm asking, so then I was given D, the D is allowed now. Why it is allowed? D means we increases our maximum value. Okay, so D was accepted. Again, E accepted. And if I entered F, accepted. Accepted here? No, not accepted, showing error. Again, the error is showing what it was telling guys again. Sequence, the next val exceeds maximum value cannot be instantiated. Okay, right. So this is finally when you come back to test 1 and see the 4 and 5 will be generated, and once it is reached to 5, again it will be stopped. Okay, fine. This is one example, guys, here. And in this example, what I said, we are not given any cycle facility or any cache facility. So it means what now? If I'm not giving cycle facility, then your sequence, once it is reached to maximum value, automatically your sequence will be stopped and it doesn't continue again. Okay, and cache, here I'm creating my sequence without cache. Without cache means what I said, your set of sequence numbers are directly saved under databases. So then whenever you want to request Okay, select a star from test one. So where my serial sequence number basis, if I call 3, then this request will go to where it is your database. So this request is directly go to database and searching your data, finding and return to user application. So this is not only one time, guys. Here what we said, every time whenever user sending a request, every request will go to databases, so that burden and performance will be degraded. Okay, right, this is one example. Another example you can see. The next example I'm creating here sequence number 2. I will take start with 1. So min value 1, increment by 1, and max value 3. And here I'm using, guys, here cycle, and I'm using Cassie. Minimum file size is 2. Minimum file size is 2. So now, okay, then I will create this. My sequence is created this time. But now whatever the sequence we created, the sequence how to create it, guys, here by using of cycle and cache. Okay, let me see. So after that, again we are creating one table, the tester serial number. So varchar 2 of some size. And while you have to insert now test number 2 and sending values, and sequence number 2 dot next value, comma, and percentage of name and close. So again it was asking, okay, name, so M, okay, N, okay, O. So M, N, O. Tell me what is your sequences are generated, guys? Come on, M, N, O. What is your sequences are generated here? One, two, three. So 1, 2, 3 generated. So 1, 2, 3 means, are you reached your maximum value? Are you reached your maximum value? Yes, we reached here. So we reached a maximum value. Okay, fine. But after reaching maximum value, but still I'm going to continue my sequence now. If I inserted A, can I accept this? Yes, it will be. The next time inserting B, accept it. Next insert C, accept it. Because of reason, cycle. So cycle, what is the advantage we said? Once it is reached to your maximum value, okay, again it will be started with your minimum value. Okay, 1, 2, 3, again start. So that the set of sequence numbers are going to be repeated here. Understand now? The set of sequence numbers are going to be repeated. Like you can continuously can send it like this, no problem. P, Q, R, again continuously. X, Y, Z. So let you see, it was unlimited. Select a star from test number 2. So now you can see how it was generated. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So second page, how it was came here. So I need to set some page size and so page size I'm setting now. Lines I'm setting here. Then I will call it down. Select a star from test number 2. Okay, let me see. So 1, 2, 3 is a one cycle. Again 1, 2, 3, one more cycle. Again 1, 2, 3, one more cycle. 1, 2, 3, one more cycle. So it's a repetition of your sequence numbers. So once it is reached to your maximum value, again it was repeated your sequence numbers 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like unlimited times, the sequence can be go and repeated your numbers. Okay, now that's what. So this is another example. But here in this example, if you carefully observe, okay, here Why, sir? Once the starting sequence number 1, so 1 2 3, if it is reached 1 2 3, if it is reached, then again it will start at 1 only. Okay, why, sir? Again it is started 1 only means here the reason is what now here means my minimum value at the time of sequence creation. What is my minimum value, guys? Here, check it out. Yes, at the time of creation, what is minimum value I was taken again? Again 1 only I was taken. So what I said cycle, when you use cycle, what it was happen? The first cycle starts with 1. The first cycle starts with the number. Start with number, how much you given, from there it was started. But once the cycle is reached, then your second cycle starts with the minimum value. Okay, minimum value. And the minimum value, how much here? Can you see? Minimum value is also, I was given how much, guys? 1 only. So that's why it was repeatedly 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. It will be happen. Okay, now right. This is another example. Suppose yes, start with and min value both are same numbers I was given. Okay, then the output will be happen like this. Suppose these things, if I change, how it will be? Let you see one more example. So create sequence. The sequence number 3. Start with, here I was given 3. Min value 1. See here, careful. The differences observed. Increment by 1. Max value 5. Okay. Then I will use here cycle. And of course, cache number 2. So now carefully observe. Here one sequence I'm creating. The start with value. How much, guys, you start with? What is your start with value, guys, here? Yes, start with value was 3. So carefully observe. The next time creating table, the test number 3, serial number name. So I'll get 2 of some size and to execute. Now we can see I'm going to insert some data into this table. Let me find out. The sequence number 3, I'm passing here next val, comma. So I'm percentage of name. I will take it now. Okay, let me see carefully. The first it was asking A, okay, and B and C. So now tell me, guys, here, first of all, when sequence is started, can you guess, guys, here sequence will starts with which number? Come on, guys. Sequence will starts with which number? 3. Okay, fine. So 3 first number, A purpose 3, and increment I was given 1. So 3 plus 1, how much here? 4. Then B for 4, and the 4 plus 1, 5. The 5 is 6. The 5 purpose C. So that means here 3, 4, and 5. These are the things it was happened. 3, 4, 5. That means one cycle is completed. That means you reached your maximum value, how much it was there. So you reached your maximum value. So after reaching this maximum value, let me see if again I started to continue my sequence numbers. What was happening? You can see this is the next cycle I started here. But one cycle, the first initial cycle was completed 3, 4, 5. But the next cycle I'm starting here. For example, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, y jet. Okay, let me see how many sequences are started here. So carefully observe, guys. The first my sequence number starts with 3. So 3, 4, 5. This is first cycle, and this is called as the initial cycle. Also, we can say. Okay, initial cycle we can say 3, 4, 5. So 3, 4, 5. Okay, these are the initial 3, 4, 5. So okay, that cycle, one cycle is completed successfully. But your second cycle, when it is started, the second cycle, can you see the second cycle starts with the 1? The second cycle starts with what now? 1. So why it is starts with 1, sir, means my minimum value, how much I was given minimum value, guys, here? 1 only. How much I was given minimum value? 1 only. Okay, right. So minimum value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now that means again your second cycle onwards, your sequence number starts with the what, guys, here? 1 only. That means initial sequence only starting with your start with value, and once the sequence successfully completed, once the sequence is completed, okay, right. Guys, sound is okay? For my sound is okay, guys? Okay, right. Guys, now okay, guys? Now check out, now okay? Okay, right. So this is one more example, guys, here. So start with value 3, 4, 5 in the first sequence, and the second new sequence will start at here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And from the second sequence onwards, every sequence will start with the minimum value. Okay, no? So this is what we called as the differences of start with and min value. Okay, the differences of start with and min value. Okay, right. So that explanation I was given in critically, okay, in the classroom. I hope you remember offline classes, students. Okay, and online also. Okay, right. So now these are the sequences, guys, here. So how we can go to create this sequence object. And now these objects, whenever you want to view it, the sequence object, we want to view it here. So we have here desk user underscore sequences. Okay, if I'm going to ask you, so now here the complete information, and in this the sequence names, that means how many sequence objects you created here, that information do you want to see, you just call like this user underscore sequences. So as of now, how many sequences we created here? The SQ1, 2, and 3, the 3 sequence objects we created here. Okay, now, right. So after created the 3 sequences, okay, suppose the sequence, if any sequence do you want to drop now, suppose I'm dropping here, drop sequence, and sequence name SQ1, if I drop here, the sequence successfully drop. And later, the sequence we applied on the table number test1 we applied, if you see this, so your data will not be changed. The data will be having here, but only on serial number, whatever the facility we applied sequence 1, the sequence facility only we removed here, but we are not deleted any data. Okay, now, so this is the topic of sequence, how to create and how the properties will be work. Okay, right. And the next one is the one more, this notes I will send it to you guys here, the main material to your Google Classroom. Okay, right. And the next point, next topic is called as here the partition table. So what is partition and why the partition tables we need to create? Okay, no? So simple logic, guys, here, and very easiest manner, you all of you know this. Okay, so for example, suppose, so partitions advantage is what now you can see. 1 second, guys. So simply partition is called as your, okay, so what do you want to say? Okay, partition is nothing but, okay, it's a small area. Okay, it is a small area or a small part. It's a small area. Okay, now, so for example, let you see nowadays you can see, guys, here, suppose supermarkets are there. Can you see it supermarket like Reliance Fresh more, yes or no? If you see the supermarkets, so if you go to supermarket, what it was happen, every item was going to be separately. That means they are going to do partitions. Based on the partition, their items also they're keeping, yes or no? Suppose some chocolates are keeping into one partitions. Some like people can say like biscuits or one partitions, like some other items will be there. So every item purpose they're storing or they're keeping in separate partitions, their items will be kept up. So why guys, okay, why the supermarket people will maintain like this? Is there any advantage that why that all products are not keeping into one area? Why they divided into every separate item will be divided into, okay, separate blocks? Why they divided like this? Is there any advantage to divide like this? Come on guys. And even though, can you see libraries also there, libraries? So if you go to library, there also they will be created some partitions, some racks are there. So some different types of books they're going to be keeping in the racks, yes or no? So why the people will not keep that all books in one area means the reason is what now, if all types of books they keep into one rack, then it was very difficult to identify and which you wanted, that you have to take that particular book, then you need to search that entire rack. Okay, so when they will be divided into partitions, then what is the identification here? Easily, that means which type of books you wanted, that related partition if you go and take immediately. So same like this. For example, if I'm not prepared my partition on table, suppose look like that. This is one table. This is entire the table, suppose. So in this table, suppose you have a 1 lakh rows, we have it here. Okay, now? So we have here 1 lakh rows. So out of this 1 lakh rows, if I want to need my necessary rows, my required rows, if I want to take from this table, what I want to do, I want to search from the top to, that means the complete table I need to search top to bottom. So that the entire the area we need to search from top to bottom. So that means almost 1 lakh rows we are going to be searching. Now tell me guys here, in that cases, your time saving or consume time, your time is saved or time is consuming? Come on guys. Yes, the time is going to be consumed here. Yes or no? Time consumed because we need to search entire the table, and in entire the table, how many rows are there? 1 lakh rows are there. How many rows are there? 1 lakh rows are there. So out of 1 lakh rows, you need your required rows from that particular table. Then what it was happening guys here, okay, we need to search okay, entire your table. So it was a lot of time consuming process. And also performance wise also, your database performance will be degraded here, because for every request purpose you need to search entire the table means automatically not only time consuming, even though performance wise also very slow performance will give us. Yes or no? So that is what the problem of big data tables. Okay, when your data is a very big data, so when you store a big data table or a big data in a table, so big data table data accessing is very difficult to the programmers. So that's why what they will do, the big data tables, they will be splitting into some partitions. Okay, for example, let you see the same requirement. This is your table. So what they did here, this table, entire table, they was divided into some partitions here. So partition P1, for example, and this is my partition P2, and this is my partition P3, and this is my partition P4. This is my partition P4. So what I'm doing here, the 1 to 50 rows, I'm saving under partition 1. In the partition 2, 51 to, okay, so 150, I'm saving into partition P2. And here, 151 to, suppose 300, I'm saving into partition P3. And in the fourth partition, 3012, okay, the 500, I'm saving under partition P4. So like if I divided my data into partitions now, suppose I need 1 to 50, if I need 1 to 50, okay, in this, the data if I need, then tell me which partition I need to check. Come on guys, are you checking which partition now? Yes, are you checking what now? P1 partition only checking. Okay na? So what? Okay, P1 partition only checking. So that means you are required P1 and P2 and P3, P4. These are the 4 partitions I have to divide here. And 1 to 50 means what happened? Suppose I need 1 to 50 means, okay, in that 1 to 50 range of data, 1 to 50 range of values, if I want it, then I can directly go to P1, but I'm not going to P2, I'm not searching P3, I'm not searching P4. That means only I am searching this particular part only I'm searching, guys. This particular part only I'm searching, but I'm not searching P2 part, I'm not searching P3, I'm not searching P4. Then only I'm searching this part. Now tell me, time is saving or time is consuming? What do you say? Yes. So we can say it's a time saving here, saving method, because instead of searching entire the table, I'm searching only a particular partition of table. So here my required data was having under P1, then your Oracle server, as per your request, Oracle server will go to P1 only. But P2, P3, P4 is not going to be searched. It was going to directly P1 and taking your necessary data in the P1, whatever it was there, it was taking and sending to user. That's it. Suppose you need a P3 data, then it will directly go to P3. It doesn't go to P1, P2, P4. So your user required data is having in the which partition. Okay, that how the Oracle knows that? Based on user request. So user sending the request to Oracle, I wanted this partition data. Then the request I'm sending to Oracle, then Oracle will go to that particular partition. So in that partition, your required data is there or not there, check and immediately pick and sending to client application. So in that cases, what is happening here? The searching time will be reduces and improving your performance also. The response also very quickly, response is coming from Oracle server. So that is what, guys, here simply we can say advantage of partition table. Okay. So when your table is having a big data, so instead of searching that entire the table, the big data tables should be go to divided into smaller units. And every small unit is called as a one partition. So, okay, so you have to do like this and your necessary data to take from the particular partition. So that means what is the advantage here? Searching time is reduces. Okay, performance is also good performance and giving quick responses here. So these are the advantages of your partition tables. Okay, but these partitions in our Oracle, guys, here, there are 3 types of partitions are supported. One is we called as a range partition. Second one is called as a list partition. And third one is called as what now? Okay, hash partition. Okay, so range, list, hash. So these are the 3 partitions, guys. Okay, so what is a range partition and how to create a range partition on this method. And the next method is list partitions and hash partitions. Okay, now, so how to design these partitions on my table. Okay, so that session I will continue, guys, in tomorrow's session. Okay, tomorrow I will continue this part here. So how to designing your range partitions and list. Okay, right. About these three partitions, how to practically do it on your database tables. Okay, how to do it practically. Okay, we will discuss. And okay, and one more thing is here, what this week Saturday I will take completely doubt session, so don't worry about it, your doubts. So as usual, so this Saturday I will take again online, all people. Now you all are coming to online now, so all people purpose. Monday to Friday will take classes, and Saturday completely we discuss on your doubt session. Okay, so on the day I will interact with you. Okay, no? So don't worry about that. And whatever the previous topic notes, whatever the material was there, so that material my people will be uploaded to you today in Google Classroom. Okay, now, right, guys. So I stop it here and we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you so much.